Have you ever looked back on your life and wondered how much time you spent worrying about things that, in the end, probably weren't worth so much of your energy? As we grow older, one of the most freeing things we can learn is that we don't have to keep carrying every worry we have picked up along the way. If you're ready for a quieter, lighter way of living, you're in the right place. Today, let's talk about 5 things that don't need to matter nearly as much once you reach 70. Letting go of them can bring more peace to your mind, more freedom to your heart, and even more comfort to your everyday life. So, grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's talk about this like 2 old friends. Number 1, what other people think of you. For much of your life, you may have spent far too much time wondering what other people thought about you. You smiled when you didn't feel like smiling. You agreed when you really wanted to say no. You tried to live according to other people's expectations instead of your own. But reaching 70 can bring a wonderful realization: you don't have to perform for anyone anymore. When you stop seeking approval and become more comfortable being honest about who you are and what you want, your relationships can become more genuine. The people who truly care about you were never keeping a scorecard. And those who constantly judged you probably weren't worth sacrificing your peace for anyway. Your peace of mind is far more valuable than someone else's opinion. Number 2, accumulating more stuff. There is something incredibly calming about opening a cupboard or closet and finding only things you actually use, need, or genuinely love. After decades of living, it's easy to accumulate all kinds of things: unwanted gifts, objects you've saved because you might need them someday, outdated electronics sitting in drawers, and clothes you've convinced yourself you'll wear eventually. But you don't have to keep something simply because you've owned it for years. Letting go can be surprisingly freeing. A less cluttered home often creates a less cluttered mind. And you don't need to transform your entire house overnight. Start small. Clear one drawer, one shelf, or one closet. Keep what adds value to your life and release what no longer does. Sometimes, creating more physical space gives you more room to breathe emotionally, too. Number 3, your old job title. Maybe you spent decades as a teacher, nurse, business owner, homemaker, or professional in another field. Whatever your role was, your work mattered. The years you devoted to it still matter. But your former occupation doesn't have to determine your identity today. Sometimes, constantly saying, "I used to be," keeps us focused on the past instead of becoming curious about the future. Instead of only asking, "Who was I?" try asking, "Who am I becoming?" Maybe there's something you've always wanted to explore. You could take up painting, volunteer somewhere meaningful, learn another language, join a book club, start gardening, or finally write the book that's been living in your head for years. You were never just your job title. You are also your personality, your wisdom, your humor, your kindness, your interests, and the way you've treated the people you love. Retirement may have ended your career, but it didn't retire the person you are. Number 4, trying to look younger. The pursuit of youth is a competition nobody can ultimately win. After 70, there's no need to make looking decades younger your primary goal. What matters far more is being able to move through life with strength, independence, confidence, and comfort. That's the real value of functional health. Instead of criticizing every wrinkle, gray hair, or other sign of aging, focus on caring for the body that has carried you through all these years. Walking, strength exercises, balance training, stretching, and other appropriate physical activities can help you remain capable and independent. Your body has supported you for decades. It deserves appreciation rather than endless criticism. So, think about this: what's one thing your body still allows you to do that you're genuinely thankful for? Maybe you can take a walk, work in the garden, dance around the kitchen, ride a bicycle, play with your grandchildren, or simply get out of bed and enjoy another ordinary day. Those abilities are worth appreciating. Number 5, saying yes to everything. The fear of missing out doesn't automatically disappear when you retire. But every time you agree to something you genuinely don't want to do, you're giving away some of your limited time, energy, and peace. By 70, you've probably attended plenty of gatherings, accepted countless invitations, and participated in activities simply because you felt you were expected to. You don't have to keep doing that. If you don't want to attend, it's perfectly acceptable to say, "Not this time." You don't need to spend hours worrying about whether someone will be disappointed. Saying no doesn't make you selfish. You can decline an invitation respectfully while still caring about the person who extended it. At this stage of life, your time is precious. Spend it on people, experiences, and activities that genuinely bring meaning to your days. Growing older isn't only about adding more years to your life. It's also about becoming wiser about what deserves your attention. Sometimes, the greatest freedom comes not from adding something new, but from finally letting go of what you no longer need to carry.